Welcome to the Boomers, Bucks, and Bling podcast, where we turn retirement planning into a bit of a thrill ride. I'm your host, Carl Spiteri, and each week we'll dive into everything from reverse mortgages and staying put in style to Medicare, Social Security, and home safety. But wait, there's more. We're not just going to talk all about money and business. We're going to add some sparkle, some bling, as we chat with travel pros, party planners, and a lot of different topics that's going to help you make the most of your golden years. So grab a cup of tea or whatever it is you want to drink, get comfy, and let's make retirement planning an adventure of a lifetime.
Since the 50s, it's always been about our generation. It's all about us. We had Bambi, we had the Beatles, we had Woodstock, we had corporate greed. It's all about us, Carl. It's the other generations are just in our wake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. So here we're 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every single day between now and 2035, and we're going to cause some real challenge to the world before we're done.
Yeah, we still have some game left.
Yeah, we definitely have some game. So tell us a little bit about yourself. And by the way, welcome to Boomers, Bucks, and Bling. This is Dr. Robert Stevenson, who's given us a little bit of his time to pass on some of his wisdom. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're obviously over the age of 40. Why are you still working? What do you do?
Well, I'm a doctor and I'm in my own office. I'm in private practice. I'm not working for somebody else. It took me a long time to get where I am. Actually, I've been practicing now for 41 years, and that is after 11 years of training. So it's not the kind of thing you throw away. The knowledge that I've gained over that time is incalculable. And I just to quit it all because I've reached a certain age and play golf. And then there's also the relationships I have with my patients. Some patients I've been seeing for 25 years. Those are bonds that form, and you don't just walk away from it.
Good. So you feel you still have a lot to contribute to the world?
Oh yeah, no question. I'm a better doctor than I was 10 years ago, and then I was a better doctor than I was 20 years ago. I mean, I'm not losing anything.
Okay. So you're very successful professionally. I know that personally. What do you do for fun? You live in coastal San Diego. Seem to be very fit. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how getting older maybe has changed what you do for fun.
If you look behind me on the wall, you'll get some clues.
Maybe.
I play tennis. I play a little golf. I used to surf, gave that up. I do yoga. I love yoga. And I like to travel.
Why'd you give up surfing?
Shoulder. Yeah.
Shoulder and knees. That seems to always get the surfers, right?
Yeah. I used to play classical guitar. I was quite serious about it, but had to give that one up too. I developed a condition called Dupuytren's contractures of the hands, so I couldn't really play the guitar anymore.
Have you taken up any new hobbies or passions since you've been older, maybe the past 5-10 years?
No, not really. The stuff that goes way back.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about getting older maybe. So if there's one thing seniors, baby boomers can do to benefit their life, maybe heading into it and during getting from the point of retirement to old age, what would something or a couple of things be that they could do?
Well, yeah, a lot of things. Probably number one, in my opinion, is regular exercise, and that changes as we get older. Our goals for exercise change. When you're in your 20s, you want the perfect sculpted body, and you want to break personal records. Not so much when you're in your 60s. But it's important to keep fit. It's important to keep flexible as much as you can. A certain amount of joint problems are inevitable as we get older, but flexibility is real important. Balance is something we take for granted until it starts to go. Yoga has a lot of balance exercises. Tai Chi is all about balance. Um, Keeping your weight down is important. These are just the physical things. Obviously, I think you can speak more to the financial aspects of getting older than I can.
Right. So tell us a little bit about flexibility. So how do you stay flexible? I mean, there's got to be a better way than what most of us probably do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in yoga. Um, it is not for everyone. I will say that some people go into a yoga studio and hate it, but for me personally, yoga.
Okay. And people can do yoga basically by themselves on the beach or in a park, or they can go to a studio, right, and
Right,
just do whatever they want to do.
right.
And so balance, I have noticed that even with myself, that balance is like a little more of a challenge lately. What are there any exercises you could do for balance, or what what to do?
Yeah, balanced physical therapy is a real thing, and it's based largely on Tai Chi. So, if you really want to get serious about it, learn Tai Chi. And as I said, there's a lot of balance exercises in yoga.
Hmm. Maybe we'll have to get a Tai Chi expert on the next podcast, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
So as we age, what are a couple of things that you see that just basically happens to everybody that maybe we're not, it's like, am I the only person that this is happening to, or is this I would imagine there's a few things out there.
Yeah, well, like I said, balance tends to go. Men for prostate problems, of course. Universally, joint issues occur. Um, and maybe a little bit of loss of mental acuity, but that varies, and I think there are ways you can keep that sharp. Obviously, people age differently. Some people, I have patients in my practice. I have a guy who's 90 years old and is playing tennis competitively on a national level.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's amazing.
So so is there anything you can do like for prostate problems? What does a man do to maybe help with the inevitable prostate challenges?
Yeah, I don't know of any physical or dietary things you can do about that. There are medicines that can shrink the prostate and avoid the need for prostate surgery. I really don't know. It's been said historically that regular sex is good for the prostate. I've never seen a study which proved that, but some people believe that.
Hmm, that's a good thing. What about joint issues? Are there anything you can do to kind of help with the joint challenges?
I tell young people, you got to exercise. That's mandatory, but be joint smart. Be joint smart. Don't be doing squats with a 200-pound weight on your neck. Be joint smart. I'm a long-standing tennis player, and that honestly is not the best sport for joint health. I just can't stop playing, but there's a lot of lunging and putting the brakes on and changing directions, which isn't so great. Um, and I'm not about to start pickleball, so there it is.
Why would you not start pickleball?
Well, that would be admitting something I don't want to admit.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So tennis players are kind of I was reading an article actually this morning how some tennis association or something is shrinking a court and speeding it up to counteract the pickleball craze or something. I
I
got
haven't heard that yet.
yeah, I read it this morning. It was kind of funny that you bring it up.
Yeah.
How funny. And then mentally, what can we do like to keep our mental acuity? I read I was reading an article that someone was saying just drive to work in a different direction, or if you go to your kid's house or whatever, don't take the same way every time. Go opposite directions in the grocery store. Does that kind of stuff really work?
I don't know.
You
I
don't
haven't
know.
seen any studies that says that. I have my own personal feelings. Um, I personally feel that meditation is very good for the brain. It clears cobwebs out. It keeps things from getting fossilized. Keeps things from getting too habitual. Um, Exercise is the one thing that has been shown with controlled medical studies to be good for the brain. Aerobic exercise, and particularly aerobic exercise that involves hand-eye coordination. Um, I, you know, I, I'm still working. I still read medical journals. I think that's good. We've all known somebody that retired and a year later was in the throes of Alzheimer's. We've all seen that. So I think staying active the way that you and I are is important also.
So exercise. So, I mean, I shouldn't go out and try and run a marathon, right?
No. I mean, it wouldn't be out of this. It wouldn't be unheard of for you to be a guy your age to train to that level, but obviously not right now.
So you start with just little things. Walking is a real good exercise, I would
Walking's
assume.
good. Brisk walk is good. Yeah.
Brisk walk.
Yeah.
Okay. What other forms of exercise do you think would be good for, say, someone is they're 65, they're retired, now they got a bunch of time on their hands and they've done nothing for the past 20 years?
It depends on what you like, but in terms of things that are easy on the joints, swimming, bicycling, you probably can get your most scientific workout in the gym. Although for me, it's boring, but you can do exactly what your body needs in the gym.
Okay. All right. So what other tips could you give us as we get older? I mean, you're the guy keeping us alive, essentially, to enjoy life and to live out the final chapter.
It's important to get routine screening tests done. Colon cancer screening, breast cancer, cholesterol. That's all important. But there is a certain mentality I've seen. Mentality is, my doctor will keep me healthy. Come on, your doctor's not going to keep you healthy. You're going to do that yourself. Your doctor will treat things as they come up, and he will do preventative screening examinations, but he's not going to keep you healthy. That's on you.
Okay. So then diet, exercise. I mean, diet, I would assume gets more and more important as you age. Is that correct? Would that be correct?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can answer these questions on two levels. One is, what do published scientific studies say? And the other is, what do I think and believe after 41 years of practice? But I would say, yeah, I think that's a true statement.
Okay, so if we diet and we exercise, so here's the question. I've wanted to ask this for years. So medication. So you hear a lot of different things about medication, and I remember when my parents were aging and they were taking 20, 25 different pills a day. What are your thoughts on meds and how reliant we should be on them?
Yeah, good question. Again, I'll go to published scientific studies, and most of what good doctors do is they base their treatment on published scientific studies when they are available. You take a statin at a certain level of cholesterol. You take a blood pressure medicine at a certain blood pressure, and we have randomized controlled scientific studies to back that up. I personally believe that medicines are a little bit overused in this society. People are a little bit over medicated as a rule. I mean, it's not uncommon to have somebody walk into my office with a small grocery bag full of pills and supplements and dump them on my desk, and they're asking for another one. They don't think they're on enough,
Yeah, I would imagine that would be really challenging. So you believe in medications, obviously, but you limit them as you shouldn't over medicate, is what you're trying to tell us here.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Supplements is the supplements.
The other tendency is a lot of patients have a number of doctors. They have their primary care, then they have a number of specialists, and each specialist has to add a pill. He has to add a pill to the list, or he hasn't done his job. And nobody's going to stop another doctor's pill. And sometimes I'll go through a pile of pills and I say, stop this, stop this, stop this, and you'll be better off.
Huh. That's probably.
You were going to ask about supplements. That's an important topic. Yeah. The last I heard, more money is spent in this country on supplements than on prescription drugs. People should understand that supplements are considered to be food products by the FDA. Vons they don't have to prove that their supplement is good for you any more than Vons has to prove their apples are good for you. And if you look at the ads on supplements, you just pay attention to the wording sometime. They won't say this medicine will help your memory or this medicine will help your immune system. They'll say this medicine helps support a healthy memory, that type of wording. So very little scientific data behind all these supplements that people take. Once in a while, I'll see them cause some harm, but as a general rule, there is no harm in taking them if it makes you feel better. You're stimulating the economy.
So they're so they're pretty much a food product, and take them or don't take them, probably not going to make that big of a
Pretty
difference.
much, yeah. Pretty much. There are some things that have come from the health food industry that have proven to be valuable, and saw palmetto, aspirin, things that have come out of that market that we now use regularly.
So in a period of high inflation, if you're looking to cut budgets, maybe you should look at your supplement budget on a monthly basis and see if maybe you can cut a few things out of that.
There you go. There you go.
So here's a question I've always wanted to ask somebody in the medical profession, and we can maybe close after this. I don't want to take too much of your time, but tell us about all these ads we see. You watch television in the evening, and it used to be you'd see the Budweiser commercials or the Coke commercials or something, but now you're just everything's medical. And what happened?
The pharmaceutical industry realized some 20, 30 years ago that the best way to sell a product is for a patient to come into his doctor and ask for it, because doctors, for the most part, want to please their patients. They want them to, unless it's harmful, they want to give them what they want. And I won't use any brand names on this, but it happens every day. And I'll say, yeah, well, okay, that's not a bad idea. We can try that. And they'll sell more product that way than they will coming to me and trying to talk to me about it.
So it's just basic marketing. They feel that works, and that's amazing, huh? You never think medical services should be just come down to just marketing, but I guess it's a business like anything else, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. Like I said, I promised you about 20 minutes. I think we're there. So I can't thank you enough for bringing us some insight to our audience. And, any closing thoughts, anything you want to close with?
No, Carl, it's been fun.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Talk later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Boomers, Bucks, and Bling. We hope we've managed to mix a little enlightenment along with fun. If you enjoyed our conversation, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss out. And if you got a moment, drop us a review. It helps spread the word and keeps us motivated to continue. Got burning questions? Hot topics you want us to dive into? Let us know on our website or social media. Until next time, Carl Spiteri here to remind you to tackle retirement with a big smile and a whole lot of energy.
The content of this podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, legal, or professional advice. You should not rely solely on the information presented here to make any decisions. We recommend seeking the guidance of a qualified professional for any specific situation. Arc Latex Financial Services, LLC, NMLS number 2143, its hosts and guests cannot be held liable for any losses, damages, or other negative consequences arising from your use of the information presented in this podcast. For license information, visit www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing opportunity.